enter.
Hi, Jitendra. I can do it. You can send me the PPT and the sheet.
So thank you so much, Moini. So anyone have the that PPT, the color code? Can you please share with Moini's?
Moinish, I can share timer cards with you and you can share it when the time comes. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp.
That's perfect. Thank you, Monish. And now we are left with one more important role, and that is the general evaluator. So any of my friend who would like to take this role? Anyone from this group?
See, I am okay to I mean get this, but I just need some support from you guys because I'm not so pro with this. So if
So
you guys can help me.
I think it's Prince, right? Prince
Yeah,
Mittal.
it is Prince. You're right.
So Prince, you are member of any club or you are not a member of any club as of now?
No, no, it is my first day. So though I have been through the videos which
Mhm.
has been uploaded on this drive, so I have a bit of an idea
Okay.
what general evaluator does. So
And so thank you for taking this initiative, Prince. However, as per the rules of the Toastmaster, I believe that only the paid members can take the role of any
noted,
during
no
any,
problem.
yeah, yeah. So, but once again, thanks a lot for showing the courage and stepping out for this role. So anyone
Sure.
else we have who can help us with this role, very important role, which is the general evaluator.
If anybody else is not there, although I am playing a role of a evaluator, I can also take up that general evaluator. No problem.
Oh, that's perfect. Harpreet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. So that means now we have all the role players and we can proceed with today's meeting. Give me a second, just I'm updating my notes. Thanks a lot, Harpreet, for taking this role. Perfect. So we are all set to start today's meeting. We have
Sorry,
already a start.
sorry to interrupt, Toastmaster Jitendra. I
Yes,
have
yes.
the cards, but I do not have the Excel sheet, where I could know the time for each person.
Yeah, Mohini, just give
I
me two
only
minutes.
display
I'm
when
sending it
the
to
for
you.
the
I think Amya is going to share with you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amya. Do we have Toastmaster Shivanshu with us, who is one of the speaker for the day? Shivanshu, are you on this call? Are you on meeting? Shivanshu.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So Shivanshu,
Sir,
could
I'm
you
here.
please share your speech title with me on my WhatsApp number?
Sure, sure. I'll do so right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. So now
Pleasure.
we are all set. Monish, if you can allow, I can start the meeting further.
just hang on a second. I'll share my screen. Let me check my screen sharing.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Toastmaster Jitendra, this is Manvinder. Very good morning.
Hi, Manminder.
Yeah, Toastmaster Jitendra, I was wondering that who's the timer now? Moinish,
Uh,
right?
yes,
Toastmaster Moinish.
yes. Monish is
Okay,
going
okay.
to play a role of timer.
Okay. Is there any other changes?
Yes, we have our AHA counter,
Okay.
which is going to played by Toastmaster. Your screen is working perfectly, Manish.
Okay, thank you for confirming.
And Himanshu is playing role of the AHA counter, and Toastmaster. Where is my notes? Harvinder is going to play
Harpreet.
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 Yeah.
Harpreet.
Sorry, Harpreet.
No problem.
Just a minute. So today I'm first time trying to conduct this meeting by laptop. So I'm very excited. So it's working fine. Your time card is working fine, and I think we can proceed further.
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So good morning once again, everyone. And let us start with my today's role, that is a TMOD, Toastmaster of the Day. So recently I got chance that there is a role available for the TMOD. So I took that role. And when I talk about when VP Education asked what will be theme, so I thought that how about talking about the video skills and video, because video is one of the important thing that we all are using in now era, especially during this lockdown virtual stages. So that's why I picked this theme, and today I will share some of my learning which I have learned from the internet, which I have learned from some of you. And we will also discuss if you have any good practice that you wanted to share with our TMOD family. So we will be do that. So how this idea comes in my mind to share with that, we all know that while we are working in offices and we do any farewell, so during the cake cutting ceremony, we share our thoughts, our wishes to that particular person. Recently, one of the leader from my pod get promoted and he was moving to the different process. So to share those wishes, those good thoughts, we thought we should create a video message and then we share our messages with that leader in the particular forum. And you will be amazed to know that it takes almost 30 days, yes, 30 days to collate 30 seconds video from 12-15 people. And you know what was the reason? Because no one was comfortable with this camera, the video making skills. If I must ask those people to share 30-second their wishes in the forum or in the office, they will be able to share that. But most of the people was not comfortable with this camera, and that's why they took a lot time to record the video and share their video message with us. So that's why in current situation, video is one of the important part that helping all the public speaker, especially public speaker, to connect with this world and to share their thought process. So our today's theme is importance of the video in the public speaking. So if I talk about the public speaking, this is nothing new for this group, right? We all know about the public speaking. We all are doing, some are doing as a professionally, some are learning, some are like me who's confused, either I should go for professionally or I'm still learning. But yes, we all are aware about this. And public speaking, if we talk about, so this is a combination of two words, public and speaking. So whenever we are speaking in front of the public, that's become the public speaking. And further we can segregate is either it could be speech delivering, teaching, training, or anything that we are doing. But now, as I mentioned, that the this virtual world, we cannot conduct our session, we cannot share anything lively, right, with the live audience. So we are using the videos, and that's why we all should learn video making skills, or how we need to be camera friendly during our sessions or during any training, during any speeches, so that we can more connect with our audience, and then we can able to share our thought process in very natural style. So that today's meeting is all about the video making skills and how video is helping us to convey our message. So this is something we will be keep talking about throughout the day. But to proceed further, I would like to reiterate that how this meeting is goes on, and that will be help our guests to understand as well. So this meeting is divided into three important segments. First is prepared speeches, where our all the prepared speakers will come on the virtual platform. They will be share their speeches, and then followed by the table topic session, where our table topic master will come and he or she will be test our impromptu speaking skills, and where we will be going to deliver our speeches. And the third and very important one is the evaluation session, where our evaluators and general evaluator will come and they will share us that how we have done in this meeting and what are the area of improvement where we can improve further. So to conduct that meeting, I would request our today's general evaluators, Toastmaster Harpreet, to please come forward and take this virtual stage and talk about the evaluation. Over
Good
to you,
morning.
Toastmaster Harpreet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jitu, for giving such a wonderful introduction and a start. What an amazing day it is. What a sunny day. So let's start with I am Harpreet Singh and I'll be playing the role of a general evaluator for today's meeting. And as the role requires me to be paying very close attention right from the beginning till the end for all the roles being played by all of you and all the members. And for this daunting task, I'll be supported by three musketeers. Three musketeers are timer, our counter, and the grammarian. So I'll be calling them one by one, and they will themselves be introducing you with the role that they will be playing. So let me call upon first of all the timer of the day. Timer is Toastmaster Mohanish. So welcome, Toastmaster Mohanish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harpreet. And let me tell you quickly how I'll be doing it. I'll share my screen as you have seen. When the speakers are done with 5 minutes of speaking, I'll be sharing my green card. And when they are done at 6 minutes, I'll be sharing green card. Let me just share it. Just hang on. At 6 minutes, I'll be sharing yellow card. At 7 minutes, I'll be sharing red card. If you are sharing your screen, please pay attention to the chat box. I'll be sharing the time slots at that time. And for evaluators, it will be 2 minutes for green card. I'll share green card at 2 minutes. At 2.5 minutes, I'll share yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll be sharing red card. And after 30-second grace period, the time will be over and I will not be sharing any more warnings. So that's about it. And at the end of the meeting, I'll share my report. Thank you. And over to you.
Thank
Jalil.
you, Toastmaster Mohanish. Such an vibrant colors that you have been displaying on the screen. So absolutely, I'm sure everybody will be paying close attention towards the dashboard because this will be played on the screen. So be please careful. Obviously, you can ping upon, and on the pin you can go and pin Toastmaster Mohanish. Obviously, you can see his screen so that you don't miss on the time. Now let me move upon and call upon the counter of the day, Toastmaster Himanshu.
Very good morning, everyone. How are you all? As you know that at the last moment, I have taken the role of AHA counter. And as a general evaluator, AHA counter is also taking the role from very starting of the meeting till the end of the meeting to just note down the people who are misusing the words, not exactly the misusing the words, the people who are using ums and ahas during their speeches, people who are using filler words like so, I like, and kind of things. So just to avoid these kind of filler words, we are having this role AHA counter. So over to you, Harpreet ji. I'll catch you at the end of the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Himanshu, as well as Toastmaster Mohanish, for taking up this role right at the moment on the nick of the meeting. So thank you so much. Now let me call upon Toastmaster Manvinder, best guy for our role which he has chosen, which is the grammarian of the day. So let me call upon Toastmaster Manvinder, grammarian of the day.
Thank you so very much, Toastmaster Harpreet. A very good morning to all the Toastmasters and potential Toastmasters as well. So I am playing a role of a grammarian, and as a grammarian, I've got two roles to play. Number first, I would be keeping an eye on all the exceptional usage of grammar and the language, and of course, we'll be giving the thumbs up once called upon next. And I will also be trying to spot the area of opportunities. So wherever we feel that we need more improvement, I'll discuss it once I'll be called upon next. At the same time, I'm also going to discuss about a word of the day or a word of the week, which I encourage and insist everyone to use at least once during their speech. The more, the better. And the word is quite contemporary and has something to relate with today's topic. It is infodemic. I'll just put that in chat box as well. It's infodemic, like INFO, info, DEMIC. Now, infodemic means too much of information about a subject, and which is typically not reliable, and that rather confuses you more than giving you the solution of it. when you have got a lot of information that internet is flooded with. So instead of getting the proper solution to something, you rather get confused. So over to you, Toast General Evaluator, and I'll be discussing that as in the chat box as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvinder. So I hope infodemic word you will be obviously we watch. You must use this word. I would insist upon and urge every member throughout the meeting. Obviously, we would insist people to use the word of the day. Thank you, Manvinder, and back to the Toastmaster of the day for proceeding further.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So before we start, I would like to talk about two important points that we need to remember and we need to follow while we are delivering any speeches during on the video conference. So the point number one is that, just a minute. Yeah, so the point number one is that always look into the camera, like you can see me right now. So camera is your friend, not your enemy. So do not hide your eyes from the camera. While you are talking on the video calls, always make eye contact with this camera. And to do that, what I used to do that, I have created eyes and I have just put above in my camera. And when I'm talking, I'm just looking into that camera. So I'm requesting all the speakers, when you are coming and you are going to deliver a speech today, try to make eye contact as much as possible with this camera. The point number one. Point number two, which is very important, is be natural. Yes, when you talking with your friends, your family, or your office colleagues, are you in hurry? Have you ever speak like that? Hey, my name is Jitin Kumar Mishra. I would like to share my speech today. Have you do that, or have you ever done like this? Hey, my name is Jitin Mishra, and today I am going to talk with you. No, we talk like a natural person, right? So when you are speaking or we are delivering a speech, look into the camera, make eye contact, be natural, and then deliver your thoughts, then deliver a speech. And trust me, with these two top tips, you will be able to hook with your audience. So these are the two tips I would like to share in first before I start this speech. And now it's time to start our speech session. And for that, I would like to invite our first speaker of the day, and that is Toastmaster Mohnish. But before calling Mohnish on the stage, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Pranav, to please come on the microphone and share the objective of his speeches. Over to you, Toastmaster Pranav.
Thank you for that, TMOD. And good morning to all the Toastmasters and the potential Toastmasters. So today I'll be evaluating the speech of TM Mohnish. This is his level 2 project 2. The title of his speech is Communication Vehicle. And it's a very important topic in my opinion, because in today's day and age, communication has become a very important part and parcel of our life. And this infodemic world, a speaker plays a very important role because he condenses the information that is abundant in the world and presents what is important to his fellow audience. So I think TMs play a very important role in that as a speaker. And I expect TM Mohnish to apprise us of all the importance of this topic. Over to you. And all the best for your speech.
Thank you, evaluator. So now I would like to request Toastmaster Mohnish to come on the microphone. And before that, I would like to talk about him, that he is an ex-banker turned entrepreneur. And while he will speaking, I would suggest everyone to look into his camera setup, look into how he is presenting himself on the camera. That's one thing that we all can learn from Toastmaster Mohnish. So now please help me welcome Toastmaster Mohnish, Communication Vehicles, Toastmaster Mohnish.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Now, before I proceed, can you help me time, because I will not be able to manage at one go.
Yes, I can do that.
The chat box.
So I will.
You can type in the chat box. That's
okay,
fine.
Perfect. Give me a minute. I'm just starting my stopwatch. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so now you know that when a dog wags its tail, you know that he likes you, he loves you, and he wants to play with you. And when he tucks its tail between its legs, then you know that something is wrong. He is anxious and he probably wants to run away from you. Communication is how we interact with another living being, and communication style is how we do it. There are four communication styles, and before I move on, imagine a road called communication. You have to reach a goal, you have to reach a destination, you have something in mind. And there are four different vehicles. Each one is perfect, each one is fit and fine and in good shape. None is better than the other. The only catch is that each vehicle has a different personality. I learned that if you want to communicate with another person, then it's best to sit with them in that same vehicle so that you have greater chance to communicate, to laugh with them, to smile with them. But if you are sitting in two different vehicles, then chances are things are not going the way that you would want. You would shout from one vehicle, he would shout from other vehicle, he may lead somewhere, you may go somewhere, and there will be obvious communication gaps. But what happens if you travel in the same vehicle? Now let me describe the personality of each vehicle. The first vehicle represents supportive communication style. I discovered that this is my dominant communication style. And to give you a picture of it, imagine a customer representative from Amazon.com. He is sitting inside that vehicle. As you enter the vehicle, he smiles at you, he looks at you, he greets you, he wants you comfortable. Of course, he wants your business, but for him, relationship comes first. He is relaxed, he is patient, he is cooperative, he has all the time in the world to listen to you. It may seem great, but it is obviously good for one situation and not good for certain other situation. Let's say if I take this style in front of a busy CEO of a company, then he doesn't have time for me, for my relationship, and he would basically skin me alive in seconds. So let's go to the next vehicle, which is direct communication style. So what describes the person sitting in that vehicle? He is direct, of course. I call him the wolf of the Wall Street. For him, results matter. Relationships, no. And he's very direct about it. He's upfront about it. The moment you enter the vehicle, he would ask you, or rather, he will smash you with a question. How many marks you scored? What was your performance? How can you do it better? He's not impressed. If I want to connect with this person, then I would get to the point quickly. I'll just serve him the facts. And sometimes I take this vehicle when I want focus and when I want results. Like maybe when I'm in the gym. A few days back, when I was working out in the gym, I was surprised to look at people. What are they doing? They are wasting their time. They are socializing at the gym. At that time, I couldn't understand. But now I realize that maybe they are using wrong communication style at the wrong place. Or maybe they just joined the gym just to chit chat. It could be. Anyways, moving on to the third vehicle, initiating communication style. I call them life of the party. Gregarious, spontaneous, fun loving, you will not be alone in this vehicle. The vehicle is the largest truck and it still feels like there's barely any space left for you. And you can hear the DJ playing from a kilometer away. And I had a friend who had this dominant communication, and he would bring food for every office person, and he loved meeting new people. And I remember that a 7-day fair was organized at our office for clients, and he was in full form on those days. And clients used to love him. He single-handedly saved that event for us. And our bosses, our managers, clients, everybody just loved him. And these people with this communication style, they just need a friendly environment, and then they will bloom really well. And The word of the day, infodemic, really describes them, the weakness of it, because it can feel lonely. You can feel alone. Exactly. It's not perfect, but it's important. Now let's move on to the last vehicle, analytical communication style. Picture a professor with books all around him, adjusting his glasses and forgetting to even greet you back. You are there, he looks at you and ignores you. He wants just the fact. He is logical, precise, exact, systematic. He gets all the ducks in his rows. And if he is sitting in this vehicle, then you can understand this vehicle is shining and all the tires have the exact same pressure as recommended by the manufacturer. You know why? Because he read the owner's manual at least 10 times. He knows the in and out of the vehicle. And if I were to put my money on one person, then I would bet my money on this person because I know he would use logic, not the emotions. As you have seen that all the vehicles are important and they all serve a purpose. Communication doesn't happen in vacuum. Maybe the person wants to go fast and I don't want to be someone who slows them down. Or maybe the other person want to soak in all the scenery. He want to stop at every village and have fun and interact with people. Then I don't want to be someone who spoils the fun for them. I learned to use the right communication style at the right place with the right people to get the right results. I hope you too. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so
Jitu?
much, Toastmaster Manish. Yes, I'm on. So now we will take 30 minutes pause so that everybody can share their feedback with the speaker number one.
30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Sorry, 30 seconds, my apology. 30 seconds. I think 30 seconds is over.
Yep, over.
We can move to our next speaker, and our next speaker for today is Toastmaster Sanjeev. So before calling him on the stage, I would like to request his evaluator, Toastmaster Deeptendu, to please share his speech objectives with all of us. Over to you, Toastmaster Deeptendu.
Thank you, Jitu. Good morning, everybody. Today, Toastmaster Sanjeev is delivering part 2 of his level 5 project of Pathways. He had delivered the first part in mid-October. The purpose of today's speech is for Sanjeev to apply his leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of a team. The purpose of the speech is for the member, that is Sanjeev, to introduce his plan and vision. All the best, Sanjeev.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Just one
Deeptendu.
correction I'd like to do. Deeptendu, since this is my second speech, I had delivered the part 1 already. Now this one is more about sharing the experiences of the project with the audience. So I'm completing the project, so it's more about sharing the experiences and how I did the project.
Sure, Sanjeev. I'll take a note of it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team Sanjeev, for highlighting this. So let's talk about Toastmaster Sanjeev. He is a freelancer, career mentor, and life coach, and passionate about the stock market as well. He loves to traveling and exploring the various aspects of the life and this world. His speech title is Parivartan, the New Beginning. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Sanjeev on this virtual platform. Toastmaster Sanjeev, Parivartan, the New Beginning. Parivartan, the New Beginning, Toastmaster Sanjeev.
Thank you, Jitendra, for a wonderful introduction. So good morning, guys. So have you been able to notice some changes in the working of the club or the way we have been operating for the last few weeks? Can anyone tell me if they have observed some changes?
Yes.
Come on, guys, please speak out.
A lot of new initiatives are coming up, like stock markets, how to make the colors, that the flyers, and something what Moinish is doing with respect to metaphor and many other things.
Yes. So if you feel that these changes, whatever we are trying to introduce, are good for us and we are on the right track, then I feel at least I have achieved some purpose of my project Parivartan 2020. However, I don't say that we have achieved all the objectives. So we have started on a path and it's going to continue. So it's not the end of my project, but rather I call it the beginning of the new ways of working at TMWD. So it's something which we are going to continue in future as well with the help of new EC team or as the new terms come. So this Parivartan, this concept of Parivartan or initiating an improvement project will continue for times to come. And I hope you must have also watched a YouTube video which we had put on our official YouTube channel. And I had also shared the link in the morning for you to watch what we had done during this project. So purpose of my speech today is not to take you in detail about the project, but rather I'll be sharing my experiences, and about the project you can see on the video itself. So I'll encourage all of you to see that video. Now, in all the leadership discussions, there's one thing that that a very common comparison is done. That is about manager versus a leader. Now, can anyone tell me what's that difference about? Like, anyone like to attempt that? What is the difference often talked about? Yes, Jitendra.
Yes, so Sanjeev, recently I have observed something that manager is work like a travel agent who create the plan, who tell us no that how we need to go and travel. But the leader is the person who work as a guide. And these two type of person I recently get to interact when I visit to Manali. So leaders are work like a guide who always be with you. He will show you the path and he will be lead by example. So that's my take on this.
Correct. You are quite right. So leader, the manager is more like he's operating out of a formal authority of a formal line structure. But leader is somebody, yes, who leads by example. So people like to follow him inherently by their inner choice, not by any force. Now, similar is the difference, like this difference is what I really felt when I was doing this project. Now, when I was in my professional career, in my corporate career, so I was more of a leader and a supervisor managing different teams. And my job was basically to pass on the targets, KPIs, and all sorts of numbers to the team and tell them you have to do this, you have to achieve this, without really bothering about how they will do it. So I was only interested in seeing the output. Now, there's a common terminology that is used in the corporate. We are, especially as a manager, we are only interested in seeing the baby, not the labor pains. So that's something which happens in a typical or a formal managerial structure where you have authority by design. Now, working for this Parivartan was an entirely different experience. So here I was there was no formal authority. The people who worked with me, my team, or Harpreet ji and Mohnish, they were not my sort of subordinates, or all the Toastmasters or I engaged the EC team. Nobody, I had no authority on them, but still they worked with me. We worked as a team. So it was out of the internal passion. It was not because of any financial goals or any other gains. So people worked on this project with me because they believed that we are going to do something good. It was their passion and it was their internal choice which made all of us work together. So again, it's like basically these projects like this is, I believe, where the true leadership emerges. The people, we use the collective knowledge of the people, not something we are trying to put on them or not we are trying to force onto them. Now, if I to just take few examples, like whatever we achieved during this project, so there were various suggestions coming from different people who are either directly involved with me as a team or through feedback or as a part of my guidance team. they contributed. For example, like this idea of creating a club USP came from Mohit in his feedback. This name Parivartan, the project was given, came from Toastmaster Harpreet, who was part of my team. And this project video that we created, the idea came from Karishma that if we are doing really something great, why don't we spread the message through this video? And then again, the feedback, the whole feedback mechanism was designed by Toastmaster Mohinish. So what I wanted to say in effect is that in this project, which was more driven out of a cooperation and a common understanding, working without any formal structure of line or authority, the concept of true leadership emerged, where people were working out of their own passion and desire, and they wanted to contribute towards a single goal. So that was the most important thing. So everyone was bound by their own passion and desires. And this, I believe, is the true essence of all the leadership qualities which we normally talk about, what a leader should be like. So not out of authority, but out of compassion and liking. People want to follow him, or people want to work with you as a leader. That's what I believe the essence of leadership. And that's also, I believe, is the essence of Toastmaster, where we say we make leaders and communicators. So I believe with this kind of environment and with being with Toastmasters, I will continue to develop my leadership qualities, and so can you. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjeev, for sharing your experience and the recent initiative. Now we will take 30-second break, pause to share our feedback with our second speaker. And I would request everyone to please do share your feedbacks, because these feedbacks are really very important, and it always helps to speaker to improve further. I believe 30 seconds has been done. So we can move to our next speaker. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Shivanshu. And before calling him on this virtual stage, I would request his evaluator, Toastmaster Harpreet, to share his speech objectives with all of us. Over to you, Toastmaster Harpreet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jitu. So I'll be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Shivanshu, and he's delivering level 1 project 2 speech, which is a multi-purpose project wherein there are related follow-up actionables also. So there are 3 actionable that he has to do. One, he has to speak. The speech is going to be on any topic. He has to take the feedbacks on the same. And the follow-up actionable is whatever feedback he gets today, he has to apply that feedback in the subsequent speech, which is going to give on the level 1 project 3. So thank you. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harpreet. So before calling him on this virtual stage, I would like to talk about him, that Shivanshu is born and brought up in the Bulandshahr, UP. He is commerce graduate from ARSD, Delhi University. He has done MBA from the GGSIP University, Delhi. Currently, he's working in a retail professional he has a retail professional with 11 years of experience currently, and working as a retail manager North for Lee and Wrangler brand. Great. He stay with his wife and 5 years old kids in West Delhi. If I talk about his hobbies, he loves to traveling, motivating people, and relationship building. So that's about Toastmaster Shivanshu. His speech title is The Power of Struggle and Optimism. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Shivanshu on this virtual stage. Toastmaster Shivanshu, The Power of Struggle and Optimism, the power of struggle and optimism, Toastmaster Shivanshu.
Thank you so much, TM, for such a warm welcome. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Perfect. Thank you so much, TM Jitendra, for such a warm welcome. So today morning, when God opened the windows of heaven and asked me, what is your wish for today? Then I replied, God, kindly give me a mantra to success in life. And he told me, and the God told me that you should develop the power of struggle and optimism. So today I'm going to give you something that you will cherish throughout your life. That is the power of struggle and the optimism. So struggle is a contest, a battle of any kind, and putting in best of our abilities and efforts to achieve something. The struggles are inevitable and indispensable in one's life. Struggle can be for anything. It can be for power, for existence. It can be for securing good percentage in academics, or it can be for overcoming the fear of public speaking, the way we are here. So each and everyone has to confront the struggle in one's life. Now, I am going to give you one example that will fill us with the zeal and enthusiasm. I believe nobody can forget the struggle of our freedom fighters that they did to get independence for our country. Today, we call ourselves as #1 democratic country of the world. It is just because of the struggle that the freedom fighters actually put in to get freedom for us. I would like to talk about the driving force that helps a person struggling and actually helps you strive to get the best. Optimism. Optimism is the tendency to look upon the bright side of the things. It is the ability to look for positives and negatives in any situation. That's why they call it that a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, where an optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. And optimists always look at the positive side of the things. And that's why we have heard that with the negative mind, we can never have a good day, but with a positive mindset, we can change a bad day into a good day. Optimistic nature actually helps in the self-motivation, a never give up attitude. It drives a person to keep on participating, thinking about the results. And when you keep on participating, the success is bound. So it is very, very important to keep on participating. Let me substantiate the same of an example. Thomas Edison. Yes, my friends, I'm talking about the person invented the bulb, and because of whom we have got in our lives. So do you know, before the invention of the, he made around 1,000 attempts wherein he could not succeed. Yes, my friends, he made around 1,000 attempts wherein success could not come. So post the invention of the bulb, when the media asked him in the press conference that, sir, didn't you get disheartened when you could not develop the bulb even in 1,000 odd attempts? So he actually replied very generously that, who told you that I could not succeed in 1,000 attempts? He said that the generation or the foundation of the bulb was a 1,000 steps process, and I did not fail. I succeeded every time as I came to know that this is the way the bulb cannot be made. So it was a success indeed. So this was the power of optimism, which actually kept him driving time and again that, okay, this is the way the bulb could not be developed. So let us go. Let him go ahead, and he tried one more time. And finally, he made an invention which we cherish every day, every moment. So, my friends, in the last, I would just like to ask you people all, like, would you like to be an optimistic person or a pessimistic person? I'm sure the reply of everyone would be that we would all want to be an optimistic person. So, an optimistic person does not only win the situation, but he also wins the heart of the people. Thank you so much. Over to you, Jitendra.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shivanshu Gupta, for sharing your thoughts. Now we would take 30 seconds pause so that everybody can share their feedback with our speaker.
Seconds over.
Thank you for confirming, Toastmaster Manish. So we are done with 3 speakers. Now we are left with our 4th speaker. But before moving to the 4th speaker, I would like to share one more tip about the video making and how video can help us, because I don't want to be infodemic who share all the tips in one go, and instead of making you clear, we create a confusion. So as of now, I have talked about eye contact with the camera. I have talked about how we can be natural while talking on the camera. My third point, which I have bring for you, is that if you want to improve on how to speak on the camera, then record your video and pause your video and just see your video. Pause your audio and see your video, that how we are communicating. Because in current situation, what happening that most of the time all of only focusing on the speaking. We are just speaking, we are not using our body language, hand gesture. So that is something I found missing in most of the speakers. So record your video, pause your audio, and just see your body language, your hand gesture, your eye contacts. It will be definitely help you to improve. So that was my tip number 3 for the day. And with that, I would like to move on our 4th speaker for the day. And before calling him on the stage, I would request his evaluator, Toastmaster Sanjeev, to please share his speech objectives with all of us. Over to you, Toastmaster Sanjeev.
Thank you, Jitendra, once again. Now, next speaker, Bhavyas, he is doing his project that is project 3 of level 1, which is about researching and presenting. So speaker has to learn and review basic research methods and present a well-organized speech on any topic. And mind you, don't go by the project of Bhavya. He is probably doing his 2nd or 3rd pathway. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjeev, for sharing the objectives of his speech. So before calling Toastmaster Bhavya on this virtual stage, I would like to talk about him. That if I have to introduce him in any platform, I will introduce him with 3 C's. Yes, 3 C: commitment, consistency, and continuous improvement. And these 3 C's you all can find when you will watch his YouTube videos. His commitment, his consistency, and continuous improvement, all 3 C's are in their videos, his videos. So with that note, I would like to request Toastmaster Bhavya to come on the stage, and his speech title is Discovering Myself, the Journey So Far. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Bhavya on this virtual stage. Toastmaster Bhavya, Discovering Myself, the Journey So Far. Discovering myself, the journey so far, Toastmaster Bhavya.
Well, while deciding on the topic for my speech related to research, I thought that rather than researching outside, let me research inside and find out what I'm searching for so many years. Lao Tzu has very rightly said that when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. For a very, very long time, I'm hearing this peculiar question from many other people: who are you? Well, it may be sounding peculiar to you, just like me. And for many years, I never tried to answer this question because I never could understand what exactly this question is meaning. But for the last couple of years, at least I've started acknowledging this particular question, that yes, at least it is a relevant question, but I'm still don't know what I should answer right to it. But of late, very smartly, at least I've started answering this question. When somebody asks, I say, I am a soul. Well, now this may be keeping the mouth shut for many of the people, but I know that all those people who understand the intent of my answer, they just smile and they do not respond to my answer. As they understand that what I am answering has nothing to do with the real question what they are asking. Well, but of late, I've started thinking that whether I should give more thought to this particular question, or should I just avoid it for maybe say for a next couple of years. Well, in fact, of late, if I talk about very recently, couple of months, now I have even stopped answering that I am a soul, because I don't feel that I'm giving the right answer. And this is the right way of approaching this question. And rather than going away with that question, let me just see that why somebody is asking this question and should I need to find the right answer. And while going through a recent book, The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, who has written many other popular books like The Power of Now. And after reading this book, I started strongly feeling that we have so many wrong examples or the bad examples in front of us that we started believing that this is the right thing, even though that is not the right thing. Let me give you an example, say, for example, about the quality of air in Delhi. Since we all have accepted that the quality of air is bad in Delhi, we are not actually doing anything. Sometimes we do talk over phone or with each other, but we are not doing much about that. So in a way, we have accepted that the quality of air is bad and we can't do anything. But what is important to understand is that should we accept what everyone is doing, or should we question if something is not right? So in this, let me ask some of you, what is your opinion about that? Toastmaster Harpreet, what is your opinion about the situation? Should we accept what everyone is doing, or should we do what we think is right?
Toastmaster Bhavya, if you really ask me, to me, whatever comes through heart and whatever I think I believe in it should be done, rather than we simply copying what other people are doing. That's my personal view.
Thank you. Thank you, Harpreet. Thank you. In fact, as I'm going ahead with researching and discovering myself, one more question that has come to my mind is that I feel happy when somebody appreciates me, acknowledges me, when somebody says good to me, or I should feel good when I want to feel good, when I want to feel excited. So what I'm trying to say is that should I have a control over myself, or should I let my control to others? Let me again ask some Toastmaster. Toastmaster Himanshu, what do you think about it? Your happiness, is it in your control, or it is in control of other people? They decide about you.
So it's totally depend on person to person. If they are able to.
What about you?
Hello.
What about you?
About me, I can say that 90% of control is in my hand, but 10% sometimes, because I'm not that pro in this kind of things. But yes, definitely I can improve myself in many of the states.
Thank you. Well, I do agree with you that even if it is 90%, it's a very good result, because in this infodemic time, if you have a control of 90%, I think it's a very good percentage that you are able to maintain. My situation and the situation of television is not different. In a television, there is a remote control and somebody is using that remote control and deciding which channel to see. Something similar, I've seen it happening with myself when other people are deciding when should I feel. When people in Toastmasters say that I'm looking young, I feel elated. But when some people say that I am feeling old, I'm getting old, I feel bad. In fact, sometime back, somebody was saying that I'm a very strong pillar of Toastmaster. I started feeling empowered. But few months back, somebody said that I'm misusing Toastmaster in certain way. So at that time, I started feeling that somebody is impartial to me. So rather than thinking that what I think is right, I'm depending on others. Well, somebody has very rightly said that whenever you think the word is withholding from you, you are actually withholding from the world. If you see all these things, whatever I'm trying to say is that when we discover ourselves, when we try to research ourselves, we find out that we are not having control over ourselves and we are depending on others. Let me give a very interesting example with respect to Toastmaster again, for the evaluation contest. In the evaluation contest, when a speaker is giving a speech, for the same speech, you will find that there are many different evaluators who will be giving commendations and recommendations. And if you look at those recommendations, the recommendation for the same speech given by different people, you will be amazed to see that what is the variety of variation that is coming. Now, if the speaker is going to accept each and everything, I'm very sure that speaker is going to be mad, because it will be very difficult to understand that what is right and what is wrong. So end of the day, it is the speaker who has to pick up what the speaker himself or herself think is right or wrong for that. In fact, somebody has very rightly said that research is to see what everybody else has seen, but to think what nobody has thought. In fact, something similar is happening with me on this self-discovery process, which is going on for many, many years. I am very sure that there are many, many more layers which are beneath it, which may be unearthed in the coming times. And hopefully when I'll speak again on the same topic, I may have a very different perspective and understanding of the same situation. Who am I? Thank you.
Brilliant, Bhavya, downright brilliant.
Amazing speech, Bhavya. As usual. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bhavya, for sharing your thoughts. And we will take 30-second break to share our feedback to our speaker.
The voice feedback would say profound.
Thanks, Manvinder.
Done.
Thank you, Monish, for confirming. So we are done with all our 4 speakers, and now this time to vote for the best speaker of the day. And for that, how many time we have available, Monish? 1 minute, 2 minutes? 1 minute, I believe.
1 minute.
I think we can do it in probably 10 seconds.
Okay. So I would request Tech Master to please launch the poll of the best speaker of the day. And once it's done, please confirm.
I'm audible to you?
Yes, Himanshu, you are.
We will do the polls in the last one because we are not
Okay.
conducting a normal poll. We are conducting with bit.ly, that one that we used to use earlier in our Mahan Institute. So we
Okay,
will
so-
head polling in the end of the session.
So this is happening when you are playing role of TMOD first time in virtual setup. Thanks, Himanshu, for sharing. So we are done with our speech session, and now we will move to our next session, and that is impromptu session, right? And for that, I would request our table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Nachiketa, to please come on this virtual stage and proceed further. Over to you, Toastmaster Nachiketa.
Okay, thank you for inviting me on a stage. Today I am playing a role of a table topic master. At the moment I hear the table topic, When I firstly entered in a Toastmaster, I ran away from the Toastmaster. After 4 or a 5 or a 3 session, I got the I got the important of a table topic or impound speeches, how this topic can inbuilt your personality in life. So for the benefit of a guest, table topic. In this, I will give you a topic through which your perception or a view you have to express, in which there is a time limit also. Speaker for a minimum of a 1 minute and a maximum 2 minute 30 second, upon which timer will show the red card. So who wanna come first for a first?
Excuse me, Nachiketa, can you confirm the time?
Time, it's 1 minute, minimum 1 minute and a maximum 2 minute, but 30-minute grace mark for upper.
30
1 to 2
second.
and 30
30
seconds.
second.
Yes.
Grace time. 30 seconds grace time. Okay, done.
Yes.
Thank you.
Who gonna come first?
I can come, Nachiketa.
Okay. Toastmaster Sanjeev. The Toastmaster Sanjeev, business is a relationship. Business is relationship. Toastmaster Sanjeev.
Okay, just give me a few seconds to compile my thoughts.
Okay.
Okay, timer, you can start now. How many of you are watching the series Scam 1992? So there's something that the hero asked one of his say business colleagues or the person who he wants to do business with. He says, what is the biggest thing or the most costliest thing in this world?
Trust.
Yes, the answer was trust. So how do we do business? Do we do business on formal lines, that I state you something and you give me back that, and does all the business, does it happen through your contracts and legal sheets? Does the business happen that way? So many of you are businessmen in this community. You are doing your business. So business doesn't happen on contract paper. Business happen on your trust. Whatever you say, you believe. If people trust you, you will be able to do business. Otherwise, nobody will do the business with you. And same thing happens in corporate life as well. We have so many formal structures, so many like line of structures and reportings and all that. But real business doesn't happen there. Things don't get moved there. Things get moved when you have a one-to-one relationship with the other person, whether be it your customers or your clients or your some say providers. Okay, so real business, or for that matter any kind of work in this world, happens on your one-to-one relationship and not on the paper. That's what I would like to say, and that's what is the reality which I believe exists in this world. Without relationship, without trust, nothing would be there. Paper are paper, so it doesn't matter what's there on the paper. Unless you have a good relationship with the other person, you can't do business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Sanjeev. For a second, I would request guests to take a participate in a table topic.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, what's your name?
Sunila.
Okay. In this session, I will give you topic which you have to speak about 2 minute 30 second.
Okay.
Toastmaster Sunila, is it possible to live without saying a word? Is it possible to live? It is possible to live without saying a word. Toastmaster
Lie.
Sunila.
Excuse
Yes.
me. Can you spell the word lie?
Live.
Lie. L-I-E.
L-I, okay.
Lie. L-I. Okay.
Live.
Huh.
Can I
Without,
can I repeat the topic again?
yes, yes.
Toastmaster Sunila, is possible to lie without saying a word? Is possible to lie without saying a word? Toastmaster Sunila.
Thank you, table topic master. God has bestowed us with 5 senses. And one of them is listening and speaking. So if we ignore any one of them, there will be perfect imbalance. Imbalance is always never perfect. So I'm just using the word perfect imbalance over there. It is not possible, and man is not an island. He has to communicate. I do agree with that you will communicate with your body language. I'm communicating the yes, come, no, whatever it is, but it is not possible to live throughout the life. Even the animals, other organisms, they do communicate. We have seen that mammals, they do communicate with some of their sign languages. So it is impossible for a Homo sapiens to stay without uttering a word and to live in this world and live. No, I don't agree with this topic. A man has to speak. We are here, we are in this club. I am speaking and you are listening to me. I can, yes, these other things will be a support system. I'm scratching my head, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. That is the body language. That will be a support system, but not the main thing. We need definitely to utter words, speaking skill. This is what we teach even for a small kid. So I strongly believe or adhere to the view that speaking skill, we cannot live without speaking a word. Back to the table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunila. For the third, who gonna come third?
Hi,
Gonna
Kumar,
take a part.
I would like to take this.
Who?
Kumar
Can I?
Junaid.
Mohinish this side, Toastmaster Mohinish. Can I?
Oh, okay. Toastmaster Mohinish. But I
think
cannot
I get
hear
first
the
call
first
from
one.
our potential Toastmaster Kumar Juneja, so we can give him a chance first.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
What is name? Kumar?
Juneja. Kumar Juneja. Toastmaster Kumar Juneja.
Okay, Toastmaster Kumar Juneja. Right?
Correct.
Kumar, sorry to interrupt you. Your voice is not audible to us.
Is it better now? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Potential Toastmaster Kumar Duneja.
Juneja. Juneja.
Juneja.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Kumar Juneja, are you more worried about doing the right or doing the right thing? Are you more worried about doing the right or doing the right thing? Toastmaster Kumar Duneja.
Okay. I didn't. Are you worried about doing the right or doing the right thing? So what's the difference between the both? Okay. Let me give me some like 10 seconds to gather my thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and respected guests. Are you worried about, am I worried about doing the right or doing the right thing? I would say I'm worried about doing the right. And as per my opinion, doing the right thing is doing what the society expects of you, what is the standard which has been set in the society. And doing the right is what you feel is right, what your concise says you is the right thing, what, according to your situation of your life. One thing could be right for you and could be like wrong for anyone else. It depends on your situation to situation, what your heart feels is the right for you. For example, I have I will give you an example regarding my corporate job. Sometimes I have observed that I'm doing working on a project with my colleague, and I noticed a small mistake in that project. So So, but I am not accountable for that. I am not responsible for that project. But I want to do the right for my team. That I want to point out a mistake, that you are committing this mistake. This might go wrong in this project. So I would like to do right what I feel, my concise feel, what is the right to do, like what my concise is, not what my manager or my boss is expecting me that he is not expecting me to deliver on this project, so I should not do this. I should not get involved in that. So I feel for me, doing the right is always better than doing the right thing, which is the standard set by the society. So, and I have encountered many such situations in my professional and personal life, and I always have focused on doing the right because that gives my soul satisfaction rather than what society expects me to do. That is doing the right thing. Over to you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
It's next chance for our guest.
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
Yeah, Prince this side.
Oh,
Yeah.
potential Toastmaster Prince.
Mhm.
Crying is a sign of what? Crying is a sign of what, Toastmaster Prince?
Yeah, so good morning, everybody. So I believe crying is an emotion which every human being carries within themselves. Crying, I don't feel crying is a sort of a weakness, as in the human race. Most probably, everybody thinks that a man shall never cry, or it's a weakness. But I disagree with this thought. I feel cry makes someone feel the emotion coming out. Crying makes them feel light. Crying makes them feel human too. So it depends on person to person, how, what he takes, what he felt. What his emotion runs through. However, in this world, in this evident world, people thinks one should never, be a crybaby. You should learn to be strong, and people push you out to face and carry the emotion with between your heart and within your heart, and go along. So I feel, to conclude, that crying is not bad. One can cry, and people shall not be judgmental about it. Over to you back.
Okay, okay. Now next, who gonna come?
May I?
Okay.
Can I?
Toastmaster Harshpreet Gulati. Toastmaster Harshpreet Gulati, what life lesson did you learn the harder way? What life lesson did you learn the harder way? Toastmaster Harshpreet Gulati.
Okay. May I take a few seconds to record?
Okay, okay. 30 seconds for.
Hello. May I
Yes.
speak? Okay. So, what life lesson did I learn the hard way? The life lesson that I heard that I learned the hard way was that public speaking is an important part of one's life, and it holds a great importance. But I didn't. Whenever I did have the chance, like in schools, I would never used to participate because of a very embarrassing incident that I faced earlier in my life. I was in fifth and I went for an inter-school competition where I was selected to speak on a topic, and I had practiced for very long. I performed well in front of my class when my teacher asked me to perform as a part of practice. I did well there, but when I was about to go to stage, when I had to step up and speak, I could not remember. It wasn't like that I couldn't remember. It was just that the words were not able to come out of my mouth. I faltered and I was not able to speak even a line, and I had to get down. I started crying and, rubbing my eyes that I had given up. I would not speak ever again. And for about 5 to 6 years after that, I was really scared of the stage and to anywhere go near the mic. And it was really hard for me because my father always pushed me to go for public speaking. But what happened there was that I didn't learn it, I didn't know its importance. But later on in life, when I saw how much people achieved while doing public speaking, and how happiness, whenever I asked someone who would go in front of the mic and say something, I would ask them, what is the point, why are you does it give you pleasure? And they say the claps and the appreciation that you get after you start speaking is what helps you uh, become better, and it gives you a sense of achievement. So after learning it the hard way, I got to understand how important public speaking is.
Okay. Toastmaster Bhavya Mangla, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Yes, please.
Toastmaster
Bhavya just
Bhavya
gave a
Mangla.
speech here.
Toastmaster Bhavya Mangla.
Yeah.
Good business is a good for a business. Good business is a good for business. Toastmaster Bhavya Mangla.
Good business is good for a business. Quite a complicated topic that you have given me, Toastmaster Nachiketa. Well, I think it all depends upon the intention with which we are doing a particular thing, whether it is a business or it is a job, or when we are, say, in this particular meeting as a Toastmaster. If the intentions are good, if the way we are approaching a particular thing is good, then whatever is the output, that is bound to be good. And even if the results are not good, if the efforts are right, then sooner or later the person is going to get the desired results. And so it's very important that one must see that what is our intention, what is our approach to a particular thing, what kind of attitude we are putting in while doing a particular thing. Say in case of business, in general, there is always a tendency that in general, people think that people who are doing business or people who are rich, they are always corrupt, or they follow all different kind of means, and only through that they are getting rich. But if you see, this is the thought of only those people who are not rich, or all those people who have tried hard and who have not been able to achieve anything. So in my opinion, what is important is that what kind of intention we are putting up whenever we are doing anything. And if our intention is good, then whatever we are doing, either job or business, there is a very high possibility that whatever we want to achieve, we will achieve, and it will be in the good manner that we can do it. Thank you.
Okay. We have done with the impromptu speak. Yes.
Nachiketa, sorry to interrupt. We are 18 minutes into it, or rather 19 minutes into the session. I think you can pick up just one more person.
One more. Okay. Who gonna come next? Yes, anyone?
I can volunteer again if it is possible. Like, yeah.
Okay.
But he is already speaking.
I think Dipendu raised his hand.
Who?
Let's go Goa. Let's go Goa.
Toastmaster
हे
Prince.
नचिकेता मुझे बोलना है, देख मैं बोल रहा हूँ पहले.
अच्छा, Toastmaster Dipendu.
दिपेंदु तो धमकी दे रहा है.
No, just kidding. Yeah,
I will give one
yeah.
top between first speaker have to speak for a 1 minute and the next have to continue for a next 1 minute. It's okay. Hello.
Jitendu, are you there? He's asking a question to you. I think there is some signal issue.
Yeah, there's some technical glitch or signal issues is there. So we can give a chance to someone else.
Maybe
But-
Gagan Arora, I could see there's a new person there.
Yes.
Hi, hi guys. I've just joined in, so I'm not very sure what's the whole thing is all about.
I will explain you. I will give you a topic in which you have to express your view or a thoughts in between 1 minute to 2 minute 30 seconds.
Okay, and what topic would that be?
Anything?
The topic will be given by Nachiketa. Nachiketa, you can tell the topic to Gagan so that he can speak.
Why youth needs brand? Why youth needs brand?
I believe there's some network issue. I'm not able to understand what Nachiketa said.
Gagan, he's saying that why youth needs brands.
Why we need brands?
Yeah, especially the younger people needs brands. So you have to speak on this for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, and do I need to introduce myself as well, or
No. You just have to
Just go-
speak about this particular topic. That we'll do later on.
Okay. As of now, I believe most important thing is to have a brand, and owning a brand is something that people look up to. As a new generation, we all look up to owning or being a part of a brand or endorse a brand. That's what we as individuals at the moment are looking forward to. Youngster, I would say I'm in my closer to my 40s, but I believe the more I relate to my younger generation, which is my kids or my cousins who are younger to me, I understand they have a fascination towards brands. They want to wear them. Uh, they want to endorse them. They want to be a part of the brand. And nowadays, more than brands, the celebrities have become brands of themselves. Be it Virat Kohli, 1-7, or be it any other brand. These all have become brands now, rather than. So there was a time when the property was a brand, but now things have become individuals have become brands on themselves. So that's what is my take on this, sir.
Okay. We have completed with impromptu speaker. Stage back to Toastmaster Jitendra Mishra.
Thank you so much, Nachiketa, Toastmaster Nachiketa. And I like all the topics. It's a very interesting one. Thank you for sharing that. So I just wanted to confirm, are we planning for any break or we will continue the session? Timer, can you please confirm?
I think we should move on. Right now, it won't be possible. Otherwise, it can scratch. Meeting will scratch.
Okay. So thank you for confirming. So we are not taking a break and we will be continue with our next segment. That is the evaluation section. And before moving that, I would like to share one quick tips about how we can be more camera friendly. So remember, I talk about those people who took more than 30 days to record only 30-second video. So when I talking with them, I got to know that what was the problem. So they shared with me that whenever they are opening camera, they are trying to record the video, they are feeling like there is a robot in front of them. So what tip I share with them, that just to visualize the particular person to whom you are going to talk with, or the visualize the particular audience with whom you are going to talk with that, and then feel like that this is not a camera, this is something, a person. For example, if I have to talk to a Toastmaster audience, so I will visualize my Toastmaster friends, right? And my smile can be on my face. Imagine if I have to talk to my boss in my office. So I will be visualized that this is my boss. So I need to be serious. And suppose if I need to talk with my friends, or I need to do for a comedy, so I will be relaxed because I know the people who are sitting in front of me, they are very relaxed. They are fun-loving guy. So these tips help them to record their video. And I hope that this tip help you as well to enhance your video making skills. So that was my fourth tip. And with that note, I would like to move to our third segment, very important segment, evaluation segment. For that, I would like to request Toastmaster Harshpreet to please come forward on this virtual stage and proceed further. Over to you, Toastmaster Harshpreet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jitu. Thank you, Toastmaster Jitendra, for such a beautiful and amazing tips that you've given on the video. And we move on to our third session where we will be having the evaluation session. So in the evaluation session, we have got the evaluation done by the evaluators on the speeches that we have had today. So let me call upon the first evaluator, and the evaluator is Toastmaster Pranav, who is going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Mohanish. So let me call upon Toastmaster Pranav for the evaluation of Toastmaster Mohanish's speech. Toastmaster Pranav.
Just give me a
on
minute.
the virtual stage?
Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
So thank you, TM Harpreet, for introducing me. Today's speech of TM Mohanish was Level 2, Project 2. And the title of the speech was a very interesting topic from my side. He used practical examples to explain these topics and didn't rely on only the academic portion of it. One more thing that I would like to say is the hand gestures. The hand gestures used by TM Mohanish were excellent. They were like impeccable. I just couldn't find a flaw. So he uses hand gestures to show the levels like this, and then he used movements like this to show how the speech is going, or to explain a topic, or an example, the practical example that he used of a vehicle, one person waving his hand from a vehicle to another vehicle. That was an excellent example for the communication. And he discussed 4 communication styles. One thing I would like to point out is that I really couldn't hear all the 4 communication styles, or I really couldn't get all the communication styles. Even though I read this topic in my organizational behavior subject, but I just wasn't able to relate to it because he didn't emphasize on it enough. That's a recommendation from my side, that please emphasize more. Maybe you could have introduced all the 4 communication styles at the first go in the starting, so that we hear those words 3-4 times. So you could have like highlighted 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 communication styles, and I'm going to be elaborating on all these communication styles further. And the examples, they were good, but I think they could have been improved further. It was like food that I had eaten, but I didn't feel satiated. So maybe it felt a bit incomplete, or maybe they were required a bit more work on those examples. They were excellent examples, but a little more that I could relate to. And some of the examples, like 7-day farewell, I just couldn't relate to it. I'm sorry, but they looked improbable to me. And I would like to also commend TM Mohanish for using the word of the day, which is infodemic, and which is very important, because in this infodemic world, he was trying to tell us about what are the important communication styles, even though some of us may have heard or read about it, but it was a new learning experience for me. And then the pauses, they were a bit abrupt. Maybe you can improve on those pauses. the tone and the modality and the emphasis on special word like Wolf of Wall Street he used, and some good words like Viger and wags his tail. Maybe you could have emphasized like Wolf of Wall Street, like some emphasis on that word so I relate to it, or some emphasis on the 4 examples. I just couldn't hear those examples, and overall it was a brilliant speech. Great way of telling through practical examples so that everyone can relate through real life incidences and not merely make it an academic subject. So thank you, Team Monish, for this opportunity of presenting this. And I would like to hear from you in the future speeches as well. Over to you, TM Harpreet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pranav, for such a comprehensive evaluation report. And let me now call upon the second evaluator, Toastmaster Diptendu, for evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Sanjeev. Welcome on the virtual stage, Toastmaster Diptendu, for the evaluation of the speech.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Harpreet. Today, we witnessed an excellent speech by any standards by Toastmaster Sanjeev. The speaker engaged the audience with the very first statement. The question was specific and not generic. So kudos to Toastmaster Sanjeev. And by sharing the YouTube video on TMWD's WhatsApp group, Sanjeev engaged the audience even before starting the speech. The difference between a manager and a leader was brought out beautifully, in fact, practically, by Toastmaster Sanjeev. But as I was listening to the performance of Sanjeev, I noticed that he was not looking directly into the camera. Probably he was referring to notes. But this is an aspect of preparation that Toastmaster Sanjeev should think about. Also, in the first 30 seconds to 45 seconds of the speech, I heard statements like, "It is not the end of my project. Others might not think this way," and such skepticism-filled statements. So, according to me, a speech should not have even an iota of doubtful statements. That is another recommendation for Sanjeev. But moving on, I really saw that Toastmaster Sanjeev had consciously built credibility about him as a speaker by talking about his leadership and managerial experience in the corporate world. With that, after that, he started talking about his Parivartan project within Toastmasters. So since I knew as an audience that Sanjeev has a real life professional experience as a leader and a manager, I knew that what he is talking comes from experience and is not merely bookish knowledge. And by directly giving credit for the project to fellow team members, Sanjeev set a wonderful example of collaborative leadership. All in all, I think it was a very well constructed speech. There was a definite call to action at the end of the speech, where at least I am now thinking about taking a leadership position in the club or at Toastmasters. And if only Sanjeev can think about the performance aspect, the showmanship aspect of delivering a speech, it would be a blockbuster speech by any standards. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Diptendu, again for giving such a detailed report and sharing so many examples. Thank you so much for the report. Let me now call upon the third evaluator, who is Harpreet, Toastmaster Harpreet, myself only. So I will quickly move upon and start with the evaluation. I'm already on the virtual stage. So in the words of William James, pessimism leads to weakness and optimism leads to power. What a beautifully embedded speech it was, with a clear message which shared power of struggle, which was closely knitted with the optimism that one faces in the life. What I like most in the speech was a great beginning. When the speaker shared how he opened the window and in the morning got a message from the God, how one should proactively handle all the struggles in the life. And then immediately he moved on to the practical, pertinent examples on sharing a lot of struggles. The one example he gave of the freedom fighters, then of Thomas Edison, on how they have got lifetime struggles. Then the body of the message, where he closely knitted the entire struggle with a contrasting between optimism and pessimism one faces in everybody's life. I really like the idea
in which he solicited the feedback from the members, asking that whether you want to be an optimistic person in the life or pessimism. And I'm sure as a speaker, he would want to take his speech to the next level. So there are a couple of recommendations. First, most important recommendation is that although you gave very good examples, I think it would have been much better have you given the personal examples of your life, that how you face struggle in your life and how optimism has helped you to come through that. Second important thing was, all through the discussion, you have not used any hand gestures. So obviously, if you use hand gestures, I think that makes your speech more powerful. And the voice modulation all throughout was like same. Obviously, you should give that voice modulation, which makes your speech more charismatic, more powerful. And in the end, obviously, you invited all the guests for questioning, and obviously you put up a question. However, you did not wait for answer to come from the audience. So I'm sure it would be an icing on the cake when you give 10 seconds possibly for the audience to reply back to the question. So I would like to summarize it like this. It was a great beginning. The title was amazing. Obviously, the body content with examples were very nice. In the end, you raised a question, interaction, but obviously, if you make it doubly important through the personal life examples, you add hand gestures and the voice modulation, obviously, your speech is going to be much, much better than this. And obviously, all the very best. The speech was wonderful. Thank you so much. Back to the general web. And this puts us basically to the end of the third part. Before proceeding further, I would request that I would like to ask the timer to share. How is the timer report? Is there any disqualifications?
Sir, my feedback, sir. My feedback, sir.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
I know you are very excited, but
No, sorry. So the fourth, I would like to invite the fourth evaluator, Toastmaster Sanjeev. Toastmaster Sanjeev on the stage for the evaluation of a speech done by Toastmaster Bhavya. So Toastmaster Sanjeev.
Okay. So when we talk of research or when we hear about research or data, the first thing that comes to our mind is some numbers or some statistics. And I think that's what we might be expecting from the speech of Bhavya when he talked about research and presenting. But when he introduced the topic, or say when he introduced the concept, researching inside, I knew it was something great that was going to come out. Researching inside, like I think that's the biggest topic anyone can have, or the biggest research people have in this world. What are we inside and what are we there for in this world? And unfortunately, we don't have clear answers till date on this question. But the way Toastmaster Bhavya brought out this concept, asking questions and giving examples, I think it was a great way to introduce this concept of researching, knowing ourselves, and what to expect from us, and how exactly to ask questions, and how to know what we really are. Some of his examples were really great, like who controls your happiness? So if we have an answer to that, probably we'll always be happy. And then he also took examples from Toastmasters scenario, like a speaker giving a speech or listening to a infodemic of feedback from so many evaluators. Now, how to pull out the best data from so many evaluators. So I think these were great examples which the speaker quoted to introduce his concept of researching and presenting. And moreover, it normally is such a dry topic, but then he involved the audience by questioning and answering that everyone sort of felt connected. However, I felt there were some areas where it could have been made better as well. So first and foremost, I think a lot of his speech consisted of examples. Like examples were, of course, I'll think far too many. Of course, it engaged the audience, but then majority of the speech got covered with examples. So instead of that, he could have made examples little less, and maybe introduced some research and facts in this field itself. Like this field of knowing yourself or self-analysis or human psychology is such a wide field And so much data is available on this that he could have presented some data as well to justify his project. So that would have been, I feel, a cherry on top of his project. And finally, when it came to conclusion or giving a message, again, I felt that message was a little bit lost. Means, again, it was such an intriguing topic, but then if he could have concluded in a way as to give some conclusive message about self-analysis or something, how you actually should be doing it, that I feel could have been a great way to conclude his speech. Overall, I think it was a great way to introduce such a complicated topic and involve everybody. But he would have done the next level of speech if I believe he takes cues from these observations which I have made. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator Harpreet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjeev. It was again a very comprehensive and a detailed report. I'm sure it is really going to help the speaker on the constructive feedbacks that you have shared. So now, before we proceed further, I would request the timer to just share what has been the time slot, or is there any disqualification, so that we can go on for the further.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Harpreet. Just give me a second. I'll share the screen. Okay, everyone is qualified except Toastmaster Nachiketa, who was managing the table topic section. He went over the time limit, and I think there is his one suggestion. If you are dealing with this session, then try to pick up the person who already know, who were there at the start, the beginning of the session, so that they understand what is required, what is expected of them. If you try to explain everything in between the sessions, then it can really extend them more. So here is my report, and back to you, Toastmaster Harpreet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Monish, and also for explaining the way how we can curtail on the time. Obviously, in the future meetings, we will take note of the same. So before we proceed further, can we go on for the polls of evaluators, or should we first wait and we'll be doing it in the end?
We'll do it in the end because we are doing with the older way, the BITLY format, which we used to do in our Mahan Institute. So let's finish it first,
No
so
problem.
we can then.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Himanshu. So I would like to call upon the timer again to share the detailed report. It's already all shared. I'm sure it has been shared for everyone, right? Toastmaster Monish?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I would like to now call upon Toastmaster Himanshu for the counter report, please. Toastmaster Himanshu.
Thank you so much for calling me over here. I'll share the report with me. I'm sure you are able to see my screen right now. So starting from the Jitendra Mishra, Mr. Jitu, he used 4 filler and repetitive words and 4 R's and ums throughout the meeting. And Harpreet, you uses 3 filler words and repetitive words and 5 R's as ums. If I'll talk about Mohinish, he used 3 fillers and repetitive words. And the next one is Vine, so I am not able to see myself. And if I'll talk about Manvinder, he was flawless at this time of time. Pranav, he has used 4 filler and repetitive words and 8 R's as ums. Diptendu, he is also a flawless because I'm not sure like what he has done in between, but I'm sure he is the best speaker one of them. And 1 R's and 1 repeated word with him. Mr. Sanjeev ji, he used 6 filler words and repetitive words and 10 R's and ums throughout the meeting. Shivanshu, he has used 8 filler words and 8 R's and ums. Bhavya, he has used 3 filler words and 1 R's and ums. If I'll talk about Nachiketa, he's used 2 R's and ums. PTM Sunila, she used 1 ums. If I'll talk about Kumar Juneja, he has used 5 repeated and filler words and 3 R's and ums. Prince, he has used 7 filler words and 3 R's and ums. Harshpreet Gulati, she has used 2 filler words and repeated words and 6 R's and ums. If I'll talk about the potential Toastmaster Gagan, he used 9 R's and ums. That is a report from my side.
So thank you, Toastmaster Himanshu, for such a extensive report that you have shared. I'm sure everybody is taking note of these words, and possibly in the coming meetings, we will certainly make the positive improvements in whatever we have noticed. So let me call upon now the third musketeer, the most important one in terms of the grammarian, Toastmaster Manvinder.
Yeah. Am I audible to you?
Yeah, you are.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Thank you so very much, Toastmaster Harpreet. What a day it was for a grammarian. Indeed, it was a feast because I was fed with nutritions. When I say nutritions, I mean the exceptional usage of English. So I'm going to point out some of those, although I wanted to cover all, like by inner choice, not by force. We're interested to see the baby, not the labor pain. Wow, it was phenomenal. Financial goals or gains, compassion, essence of leadership, power of struggle and optimism, inevitable and indispensable driving force. Pessimist looks difficulty in every opportunity, and optimistic sees possibility in every difficulty. And then let me substantiate the example: empowered, strong pillar, impartial, withholding, unearthed. God has bestowed us with five senses, perfectly balanced, beautifully said. Man is not an island, he needs to talk. Wolf of Wall Street, comprehensive evaluation report, collaborative leadership, call to action, showmanship, and so on. There were so many good usage of grammar and the language, and I was completely uh, wowed about it. Now, talking about areas of improvement, there are certain things like while he will be speaking, it should be while he will speaking, should have been while he will be speaking. Give me a moment should rather be replaced with allow me a moment. Leaders are work like a guide, leaders work like a guide. Then there is something a person. I think this is the person. To playing, no, because after to we cannot use ing in the verb, so it should be to play. I'm still don't know should have been I still don't know. How many times should have been rather how much time. There's something called tautology that was used. Variety of variations, where it should have been number of variations. There is something, there is a something should have been there is something. The most costliest should be in the costliest thing rather, because again it's a tautology. I think I've got red card. So I have many more, but I would like to end my report here. But it was phenomenal to listen to all of you. Thank you so very much. Back to General Evaluator.
Yeah, thank you. As always, the report was wonderful and with so many words that you have really caught hold of and obviously shared with us. I'm sure infodemic was the word of the day. Although I didn't see many users using this word, hardly I could notice that, obviously, I'm sure, but people will take note of the same because that has already been put on the chat box. I would urge everybody to please make note of the word of the day and start using that word because it will really help us week on week practicing on that word. So with this, I think we are almost on the close of, and I'm going to share my detailed general evaluator report. So here it begins. What an amazing meeting it was. And what a amazing Sunday we have. When you start your meeting and you find that you've got a 3 to 4 slots available and you have a choice to make, you can take any of the slots that are available. So that's how I think we started with one of the topic, how struggle comes, and with the optimism, how we take through in the life. And that's the beauty of Toastmasters. How we started with that, and immediately all the Toastmasters came forward and took that role. Within couple of seconds, all the slots were taken. So that's the beauty. I think with the compliments, I would just start the general evaluator report. And the meeting also started on time, just with a delay of 1 minute. And thereon, all the guests were warmly welcomed by the acting president. What a beautiful theme we had on how the how much video is very much important in our today's life, particularly when you talk about public speaking and the various examples pertinently shared by the Toastmaster of the day. Very appropriate and very, very engaging. Then as we moved further, the Toastmaster of the day called upon for various feedbacks, the way he said that the introduction of the people in the form of 3 C's, welcoming everybody with the details. And obviously then we moved forward the word of the day, infodemic, as I already said, that this word was very intriguing, obviously, with information overloads that we see on the day-to-day basis, obviously. And as we proceeded further, the table topic session started with a humor when obviously Nachiketa started sharing his own experience, how he had been facing, or how, the way he was scared on not taking the table topic session, because it really requires you to be very, very impromptu, and your skills have to be on the just on the toes. You have to start speaking on whatever topic has been given. So obviously that was very, very nicely presented. And the way the table topic speaker urged the guests to participate, that was also very good, reflecting nicely on the tech master topics. Again, as I said, it were very, very introspecting. Himanshu also urged the guest to participate, obviously on the evaluation part, which comes as a most important role from a general evaluator perspective. One thing I would like to reiterate, although the evaluation by all the speakers was done on the same format, where we start with a commendation, then we have recommendation, and finally we close with the summary on the commendation part. All the speaker barring one followed the same pattern. And today, what was more important, in some of the speaker, like the evaluator for the second speaker gave highlighted upon various examples that were missing or that were used. He was even sharing how you can use these as an example to make your speech a better one. Obviously, that is the icing on the cake, and obviously that can be used for further improvement of the meetings. And that's the whole purpose why we bring that out. The evaluators have to highlight the importance of that. There are a couple of recommendations, but before I proceed for the recommendation, I would like to make some special compliments. First compliment is about the slots that were open, which were vacant, and we were requiring the members to come forward and take that. So I would like to compliment Toastmaster Mohanish. Can we just have a round of applause? Because at the last hick of the minute, he came forward to take a timer role. Same goes for Toastmaster Himanshu. Toastmaster Himanshu also took our counter on the last minute, and we really appreciate all the members for taking that role. And now let me proceed on the recommendations part. On the recommendation, the first and the most important recommendation I would like to request for all the members, I'm sure there must have been reason for which 4 slots were vacant in the meeting. There must have been last minute cancellation. So I would like to request that I think we should avoid having that cancellations coming on the last minute, because it actually creates the entire, obviously the meeting goes for a toss. Second most important thing is we should always start on time, as we have been requesting on the members, and that's the part of the parivartan that we are doing, that people should come forward. They should start joining by 10:15, and we should be able to have all the members join on the virtual platform by 10:25 at least. We could see that by 10:30, I think only 10 members were there, and gradually the members were joining. So the discipline overall, I think, should be given importance. That's all about Toastmaster. We have to be disciplined enough to be part of these meetings. Second important thing is, I think on the topics when it was given, there was some clarity issue, or possibly that was because of the technical issues. So all the members who are presenting, they should make sure the network is right, or they are on a place where the network is there. So technical issues can be avoided. Timer, I think in the beginning, forgot to explain the timer session, how the time slots are from green, red, from green to red, between yellow. So obviously that should be explained. Grammarian introduced the word. However, I think we should also give the example of the word so that people are able to apply that throughout. Obviously that was done later on the chat box. And the important part, one which I was just trying to bring out, is also regarding the role descriptions. I think on the role descriptions also, we can make it very, very clear from the beginning till the end. If that role descriptions, there was even some of the humors that was tried to created, like one of the member came in between and said, "Let's go Goa." Obviously that was on a good taste, but that can be seen if we keep it lightly on a different tone, because sometimes it creates friction within the members. Overall, I think it was a beautiful meeting. We conducted well on time, and kudos to all the members who came forward and made this meeting an amazing one. So that was a wonderful meeting I have witnessed so far. That's the report I have. So I'm giving it back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much. Toastmaster of the day, Jeetu.
Thank you so much, General Evaluators, Toastmaster Harpreet, for wonderful evaluation of entire meeting and giving such a good commendation that will be really help all of us to proceed further with a good note. So thanks a lot. So before moving forward, I would like to check with Acting President Himanshu Suleja that how we are going to do with the votings. Is it something that we can do now, or you wanted
Yes,
to
we
proceed?
can do it right now. I have shared one link in the chat box. Even I have
Okay.
shared that link in the TMWD group as well,
Okay.
and the test group as well, where people can go and just fill this form.
So I think
And,
Manvinder is wanted to say something.
Yeah, Toastmaster Jitendra, I would also like you to, while you cover, I would like to appreciate Toastmaster Harpreet Sood as well for with the rules that he played, because he did not mention about himself, but I would really appreciate if you would mention about
Yes.
him as well. Yeah.
That's good. And I would like to tell you all, like, if we are all filling this form, I'm sure we all are aware of this form filling, and to the guests as well. When you just log into this link, you just get an option for, yeah, you are a member or you're a guest. So you can select as a guest and just fill the form. On the very first question, you will find that who is the best speaker of the day. So you can write the name over there, and as I'll tell you the name of the speakers today. The first speaker is Mohini, the second one is Sanjeev, the third one is Shivanshu, and the fourth one is Bhavya. So you can select you can put any of the name the way you like them. And the next question comes, who is the best evaluator of the day? So you can select from the four options, Naz. The first one is Toastmaster Pranav. The second one is Toastmaster Deeptendu. The third one is Toastmaster Harpreet. And the fourth one is Toastmaster Sanjeev. And if you go for the third question, and third question is, who is the best auxiliary role player of the day? So the auxiliary role player of the today is the timer is Mohinish. The second one is Aha Counter Himan. The third one is Manvinder, grammarian. And the next topics question comes is, who is the best table topic speaker of the day? So I'll share you the name because I'm sure most of the people are not aware of the names. So the first one who have taken the part is Toastmaster Sanjeev. The second one is potential Toastmaster Sunila. The third one is Toastmaster Kumar Juneja. The fourth one is potential Toastmaster Prince. The fifth one is Toastmaster Harshpreet Gulati, Toastmaster Bhavya, and in the last, potential Toastmaster Gagan. These are the options for the best table topic speaker of the day. And the last question comes, who is the Sterling Toastmaster of the day? As we know that there are three Sterling Toastmaster of the day, the GE, Harshpreet, Toastmaster Harpreet, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jitendra Mishra, and the third one is Table Topic Master Nachiketa Kumar. But as we all know that Nachiketa Kumar is he exceeded the time, so there are only two options: Toastmaster Harpreet as a general evaluator and Toastmaster Jitendra Mishra as a Toastmaster of the day. So you can choose any one of them.
रेडियो था सांसवी का और एक छोटा सा वो था शायद मिक्सर ग्राइंडर था कुछ.
I'm sure we are all done with this one.
Yes, I am done.
Okay.
I am done.
Thank you. So meanwhile, what we'll do, we'll just take the introductions from the people who are the potential Toastmaster of our club. Let me let me welcome Kumar Juneja, because he is now a member and he is attending a very first meeting of our club, Toastmaster Club of West Delhi. Let's welcome Kumar Juneja, please.
Thank you, Manshu.
And let's talk to our potential Toastmaster Gagan Arora. So Gagan, can you introduce yourself and tell us about your experience of this club?
Good morning, everyone, or I should say good afternoon, everyone. I am Gagan Arora. I am an entrepreneur. I run an e-commerce business. I've been in the sales. I've been in this business for almost 8 years now. I'm one of the top 500 sellers on Amazon India, which is better than the top 1% in the country. So that's more about me. As for the platform, I joined in at about 11:30. So there's not much information that I could gather. But apart from that, whatever information I could make out, it seems like an interesting group. Seems like decent kind of gathering, but I'm still not very sure how this works, because I've seen people switching off their cameras, some people logging out right in the middle of the meeting. So I'm not very sure how well synchronized this was. I have met Himanshu once. Basically, we've had a telephonic conversation with Himanshu once. I told him I'm a part of BNI since another business network for almost 5 years. So, we are used to a more systematic and organized way of holding the meetings. I believe a little, maybe it was one of those bad days where things were a little haywired, but that's my feedback. And that's all about me.
Thank you so much, Gagan. Thank you for your feedback. And let me tell you, this is exactly one of that bad days, because we have the last moment back outside the end moment of time, because even I am not the president of this club. I am the acting president of the club. In the last moment, few members have taken the role, like Harpreet said, he has taken the role of GE, and I have taken the role of our counter, and Moinish have taken the role of the timer. So we have very less members today in this meeting. So this is one of the reasons that your experience is not good, as you can attend another meeting as well. So
I understand. Yeah, it's probably one of those bad days. Thank you
for your feedback. Let's welcome potential Toastmaster Sunila. Sunila, can you give your small introduction and your feedback about our club?
Yes. Good morning once again. The thing is that I cannot put on my video because I'm traveling and the quality of the video won't be good. So excuse me for that.
No.
I am a Toastmaster from District 79. I'm right now in India, so I thought of joining and let me find out how we are doing here in Delhi. The thing is, I have been a Toastmaster for a pretty long time. I served as a president, as an area director, at a TLC member right now. And but I am already done. I'm doing right now leadership pathways. I again enrolled myself in the leadership pathways. I'm doing level 3 right now because I've already finished all the projects in the previous correct masters. So it was a long process. So in the Toastmasters you take so many rules, so many awards, and so many journeys are there to take part. So I was lucky to take quite a few. Right now, again, enrolled in this. Let's hope that I'm able to finish this again, DTM, once I have already got this one title. But title doesn't matter, I feel, basically. What matters is the experience. When you learn from your each fellow Toastmasters, it's a nice experience. I love it. Whatever it is, whether when, right now you said that you are a few Toastmasters and how you proceeded, that one we have to appreciate. That on the spot, you take up many roles and you proceed, because Toastmasters believe that show must go on. That is the beauty of the things. Wherever in wherever part of the world we are there to support, help each other because we have the common goal, common curriculum to follow, and we call each other as fellow Toastmasters. That is the beauty. Back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Neela. It's wonderful to listen to you. That you are in India and you are attending one of the sessions, and good to listen our feedback and your experience with us. Sanjeev ji, I have shared you something because I'm sharing some technical glitch of this BIT advice where people have voted over here. So can you please just check out till then so I can explain about the next event we are having in next meeting.
Okay, what is this? You shared some document, right?
It's a form where we have all filled that. So let me then till Mr. Sanjeev ji is checking out, and let me explain you. We are conducting our elections next week, same timing, 10:30 to 12:30, the Sunday meeting, in the 366 meeting, and I'm sure everybody is aware of filling their nominations to the nomination committee. And I'm sure, like Manish.
Oh, Himanshu, you want me to calculate the results, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then you have to give me some few minutes. So meanwhile, you can continue with your work.
Okay. Let's talk to I want to talk to few of the members from Mohinish and Harpreet. I want to how would you like to take up the role at the last moment? How was your experience with this?
No, it was great. Obviously, it was something like it brings a lot of ownership on you that obviously there is something that you can add value today. Possibly there is a gap which you can fill. This is the time when everybody should feel good about it and should come forward to take up that role. It comes from the ownership and proactiveness. I think that's two things which I'm trying to learn out of Toastmaster, and one should obviously imbibe such spirit. And this is what I have not done something extra, which I have been learning from the Toastmaster itself. I've been seeing a lot of people doing it, and that's how it came out of me that obviously I should try and fill up that gap which is there, possibly to ensure that the meeting goes very smooth and we all are adding value to the entire system. That's the whole part, and I'm really feeling good about it.
Great, good to listen. And I believe that you are a part of Parivartan team, and you're working on lots and lots of things over here. That is the reason that you have generated your leadership quality into this, and you take up the role at the last moment. And I would like to ask Mohinish to share your experience to take up the last minute role in this meeting.
Yeah, Himanshu, I'll tell you. Today, Bhavesh sir talked about life, and he was sharing all interesting research on the inner part of our being. So let me give you a small saying, a metaphor. I think Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru said it. Life is like a play of cards. It will deal you a hand, and it is up to you how you play it. So life in the morning, it gave us four vacant slots, I think, 4 vacant slots. And what we did, how we played it, how we showed up to it, that was up to us. So I waited. I thought somebody would take it. Then if nobody came up, then I thought, okay, I have to give my speech today. I cannot give without time or without taking up all the slots. So I just took up, and it was okay. I had to manage a lot, and I was getting nervous. And then I thought, no, just do it. Whatever things will be handled by other people. Jitendra is there, and we'll just show up. It will be done. It will be handled.
I want to share something because I was attending one of the sessions with some other Toastmaster club. So they are sharing their experience. They said that there was a time there are only 3 members in the club, and we conducted the whole meeting. Everybody have taken the different roles. 3 members have taken the different roles, and they actually make the meeting happen. This is the power of Toastmasters. This is the power of leadership that we do over here. And along with this, I would like to invite Mr. Jitendra Mishra, our veteran member of our club, to share some tips that we are having elections next week. So please share some tips so people can take from you and apply in their roles, what we are applying for. Over to you, Jitendra.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Himanshu Suleja. So if I talk about my experience, so my first tips is not tips, it's just a request that I would request every member to try to apply for at least one role. Yes, that because EC role is something which will always help you additional benefit, additional learning experience on your Toastmaster journey. I have been as a president, I have been as a VP education, I have been as a VP PR. So I have served as a 3 roles. And so that's why, and I have learned every time some new skills. I have faced every time some new challenge. So this is about my request. Now coming to the tips, that you will get 2 minutes time to share your thoughts, your plan, and to convey Toastmasters Club of West Delhi members that why you are suitable for this particular position. So there are 2 things that you can do, which I used to do. First prepared for your speech, very well prepared for your speech, because this is the time when you are going to convey your message. The second, you can use first minute to talk about that what are the things you have done as of now, and in next minute you can talk about what are your plans. So that will be connect what you have done, what you are going to do that. And the second thing, you can follow the vice versa, which I used to do that what are my plan that I'm going to do that, and in second minute I used to share that what I have done, so that it support my whatever I'm saying, what I am promising. There should be some historical data that support. So this too. And the third thing, which is very very important, it's not about winning and losing, it's all about participating. Because if you will be win as a president or any VP role, so you're not going to get any monetary benefit, right? You are going to take additional responsibility. So be real, be genuine, and try to win heart of the TMWD. And would like to, at the end, I would like to say that once you will be become a EC role, a EC member, please try to follow all the things that you are going to cover in your 2 minutes speech. So that is something I would like to share based on my experience. And all the very best every member who is going to cast for this a particular EC election.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jitendra ji. And I'm sure that it's not about winning, it's all about learning. Because if we are here for learning from each other, whether I'm learning from you, whether I'm learning from Ravinder, or we're taking last moment role from Mohinish and Harpreet ji. So it's all about learning. It's not about winning all the time. Winning is important in life, but learning is a more better aspect than winning, what I believe so. So, Toastmaster Sanjeev ji, are you ready with your results?
Yeah, I am. I'm just texting you.
You can just announce the result on behalf of. You can announce the result, not to me. That's good.
Okay, then I'll announce the results. So let me start with the best auxiliary role player. So can you guess who is the best auxiliary role player?
Manvinder.
Grammarian.
So.
Yeah, Manvinder. I think that sort of is that's always granted for him.
That's
Okay.
granted for him.
Yeah, it seems so.
That's-
So whenever he's coming as a grammarian, like he's taking the award. Next is
He's
the
the champion
table
on
topic.
this. No?
Yeah, he is a champion. So next is the table topics master. So there was a tough competition there. Most of the time I took to figure out who is it. So it goes to Sunila, potential Toastmaster Sunila.
Yeah.
Next is the best
Round of applause.
evaluator. So best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Harpreet.
Wow.
Is the sterling role player. So once again, that goes to
Toastmaster Harpreet.
yeah, Toastmaster Harpreet. Now coming to the best speaker. There was a tough competition there as well, very close. But finally, the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Bhavya.
Congratulations, Bhavya.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sanjeev ji, for announcing the results. And thank everybody to make this meeting happen, and thanks everyone to take up the role at the last moment and make this meeting happen. So thank you so much. That's bye from my side. I request everyone to please join the next Sunday meeting, because that is a very important meeting for all the members over here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.